Welcome back, Sports Time. Yesterday was rather anticlimactic for NFL fans. Wild Card Weekend seems to always spur a group of wild games with close scores and last-second heroics. Instead, NFL fans were treated to a pair of meaningless fourth quarters. The beauty of the playoffs, though, we get another shot at it today and a chance for something special. Certainly nothing special about the Bengals' playoff record under Coach Marvin Lewis and QB Andy Dalton. The pairing still looking for its first postseason win together, taking on the Colts in Indy. Andrew Luck's offense was on point all day long, in part thanks to a strong effort from running back Boom Herron. The Ohio State product with a big run moves the Colts into the red zone on the opening drive of the football game. And a few plays later, Herron's rewarded with the touchdown. The Colts lead it 7-0. Indy up 3 in the third, and Andrew Luck doing Andrew Luck-like things. Looking for Dante Moncrief. Booyah! The touchdown wraps this one up. The Colts win it 26-10. Indy heads to Denver next Sunday. The final game of Wild Card Weekend pits a pair of traditional Thanksgiving Day rivals and a pair of quarterbacks looking to shake off the stigma that, despite consistently putting up big numbers, they can't win the big football games. To Jerry's World we go, AT&T Stadium, where the Dallas Cowboys hosted the Detroit Lions with Ndamukong Suh, whose suspension for stepping on Aaron Rodgers last week was overturned. Matthew Stafford, a Texan born and bred, looked right at home early. Stafford steps up and delivers to Golden Tate. He must be the bus driver because he's taking him to school. 51 yards on the first drive, and the Lions lead early. Still in the first quarter, and a big play coming up in this one. Detroit punting in its own end zone on fourth down, but a penalty is called against the Cowboys for running in to the kicker. That changed everything. Detroit marches down the field, and Reggie Bush caps off a 99-yard scoring drive by looking like the old USC version of Reggie Bush. This touchdown makes it 14-0 before the seats even got warm. Dallas could have mailed it in, but the Cowboys respond under 2 to play in the first half. Terrence Williams splits the defenders and outruns everybody 76 yards to the house, puts the boys on the board. To the fourth we go, 20-17, Detroit leads. But Tony Romo, as cool as the other side of the pillow, finds Williams again for the go-ahead score, and that sets up the last chance for the Detroit Lions. On fourth down, Stafford stripped by the rookie DeMarcus Lawrence, who pounces on it. The Cowboys' motley crew defense sends them to the next round, 24-20 the final. The Cowboys head to Green Bay on Sunday, meaning Carolina will have to travel to take on the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks on Saturday. CSUB basketball updates from last night now, starting with the men's team. The Roadrunners traveled across the country to play North Carolina A&T and had a 3-game winning streak snapped. 83-70 the final. CSUB felt the absence of its best player, Ali Ahmed, who missed the game with an ankle injury suffered in a win over Laverne last week. There's no news on if Ahmed will be available when the Runners travel to Phoenix to play Grand Canyon University in the conference opener next week. And a similar fate for CSUB's women's hoops team. The Runners traveled to the Central Coast but came back empty-handed, a 71-66 loss at the hands of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Tiana Outland led CSUB with 22 points, but the Runners shot just 27% from downtown. That won't get it done. One more game before conference play starts for Greg McCall's team. That's Tuesday night at home against UC Santa Barbara.
And we've had Sunday Night Football for so long.
So long.
I think that you and Kurt both said that this is your first 5 o'clock Sunday night show.
I think so, yeah, it is.
So welcome to Sunday night.
Well, thank you very much, Kristen.
Thanks, Jason. Now let's check in with Jason for a preview of sports. Jason?
The sports broadcasting world lost one of its own today, a look back on the impact of the life of Stuart Scott. And with the NFL stealing the show Sunday, Kobe Bryant reminded the world he's still a force to be reckoned with. Sports is next. Welcome back. Time for sports. Day 2 of the wild card round had its share of NFL stars and history on the line. All of the eyes in Dallas centered on a pair of big-ticket quarterbacks trying to shake a postseason drought for their teams. The Cowboys welcoming the Detroit Lions to town. Detroit looking for its first playoff win since 1992. And it started well for them. Already up a score in the first. Reggie Bush dancing around a little bit. He must be a bus driver because he's taking the Cowboys D to school. Detroit led 17-7 at the half, but the Cowboys came roaring back in this one. First, DeMarco Murray led the league in rushing, gets Dallas within a score with that touchdown right there. And then Tony Romo delivers when it matters most. to Terrence Williams in the back of the end zone for the Cowboys' first and only lead of the game. Dallas wins it 24-20. They'll head to chilly Green Bay next week. To Indianapolis, the Colts and the Bengals. The winner of this one gets to go to Denver next week and play Peyton Manning. This game was all about the Colts. In the third quarter, Andrew Luck steps up and drops a beauty into the hands of rookie receiver Dante Moncrief. Indianapolis is headed to the Rocky Mountains. The Colts win it 26-10. And in the NBA tonight, the Lakers hosting the Indiana Pacers. Things got a little heated in the fourth quarter. Carlos Boozer and Roy Hibbert get into a shoving match. Neither of the big men were ejected, but Boozer was given a flagrant 1 foul, while Hibbert was given a technical. To the basketball action on the court now, and the Lakers down 1 in the final seconds of the game. Kobe Bryant hasn't hit a game winner all season until booyah! The Mamba strikes for the game's final bucket, and the Lakers win it 88-87. And finally tonight, sports fans across America woke up to tragic news this morning. Stuart Scott, the iconic ESPN anchor known for his off-the-charts charisma and witty catchphrases, dead following a years-long battle with cancer. Scott inspired a generation of prospective broadcasters to step outside of the box. Across the country tonight, when they lay their heads down, thousands of young sportscasters and millions of fans will flip their pillows to the cool side in Scott's honor. Mike Galanos now with a look at Stuart Scott's brilliant life.
What's good? Sports Center rolling. Stuart Scott here.
A popular host at ESPN, Stuart Scott was a charismatic personality, and his popularity soared because of stylish catchphrases and an ebullient on-air persona. In 2007, Scott began a long public battle with cancer. In 2014, he was honored for his fight at the ESPY Awards, and he talked about refusing to let the disease defeat him.
When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live.
Chemotherapy and radiation treatments have kept Scott away from his work at ESPN on and off throughout the years. His spirit and fight never wavered, though, even tweeting as recent as November that despite reports he'd been moved to hospice care, they were wrong. Rumor about me in hospice, not true. Airball, swing and a miss. I continued treatment for cancer. I missed some work, but hospice? No. Fighting? Yes. His 2 daughters have inspired him.
Taylor and Sydney, I love you guys more than I will ever be able to express. You two are my heartbeat. I am standing on this stage here tonight because of you. My littlest angel is here, my 14-year-old. Sydney, come up here and give Dad a hug because I need one. Have a great rest of your life.
That'll be a little harder to do now. Stuart Scott was just 49.